Hello everyone. Let's see if we can get going. There we are. As some of you may or may not know, Space Nut checking in. How you doing, love? We've had a little bit of uppy downy again with the gremlins. Whatevs. Do I give one right now? No. How long we will last is anybody's guess. As you can tell, I am bit today. We've just lost the Prince of Darkness. Oh, dang. Oh. That's sad, man. Gutted. You're back, but you're going out soon. Did you see the fairy? Yes, I did. I don't think I've ever laughed as hard in all my life. No. It was cute. It was really cute. I booked the kids into Laser Quest. Epic parenting. Is this because you've had enough of them and you're going to give them both a weapon of their choice, and you can basically say, right, go in that room and fight it out. Laser Quest for the win, absolutely. Yeah, why not? That's quite cute. I mean, you know. Thank you. Me and the husband is going in as early. Yeah. Yes, I thought that the fairy was, she was lovely. She was lovely. Yeah. It's a bit of fun, isn't it? And we got the whole thing for 2 hours, just the 4 of us. Flipping heck, that's fantastic. Wish I were going to play Laser Quest. It's a bit difficult to Laser Quest when you're bloody ironing. I used to do that when we were on holiday. On the French campsites, you usually got a Laser Quest section. Kids loved it. Yeah, 100 quid, not bad. Well worth it for 2 hours. Jeez, you can't get entertainment like that. 2 hours for 4 people. That's fantastic. Well worth the money. As you can probably tell, I'm not my usual bright, bouncy self today. I'm trying to be, but I'm really struggling. Have a good time, darling. See you all later. Tell us all about it when you get back. In fact, I have a community page on my YouTube channel. If you want to put any pictures up from your day out, feel free. Well, to all you youngsters out there, all right, I'll look forward to seeing them. Well, as I was about to say, to all you youngsters out there in the world, and there are many of you, Lily, a great man left us last night. His name was Ozzy Osbourne. I am not in a good place today. I am heartbroken. It's another piece of my childhood that's gone. That's sad. He was one of a kind. There'll never be anything else quite like Ozzy. It's like having Beethoven, right? Passing. That's how significant it is, his death. I know. I'm proper bummed out, man. Like I say, I may not dress like a metalhead anymore, but she's still in here. It was, how can I explain Ozzy? Ozzy was the type of person that all misfits in the world, if you didn't feel as though you fitted in or you felt like an outsider, he always said, no, you're not an outsider because you're part of us and you're part of this family. And he always made you feel welcome. He was a bit odd, a bit eccentric, but you know what? That's what we loved about him. We loved his uniqueness. I can imagine we did. The guy was a walking chemist. He was a legend. And he made you feel as like you belonged. The character Eddie from Stranger Things, right? The reason why I resonated so much with his character, it was because that's who I hung around with at school. I was always like, all of us, I can see us now listening to the music on our Walkmans. Because, you know, we didn't have things like an iPad shuffle or a mobile phone that had Spotify on it or anything like that. Oh no, no, we had Sony Walkmans. You are so lucky. I would have loved the opportunity to go and see him. My only claim to fame is Vincent Fernier. That's his real name. You may also know him as Sir Alistair Coop. And it was my 40th birthday present. My husband got me some tickets. I bought the tickets. I'll be back in a second. I've just run out of water. No, sorry, no, we do have water. We've got some water. And we've gone to see Alice on the Welcome to My Nightmare tour. And we'd gone for a meal before we went to see him, and it was in Leeds. So we've gone to a very bijou arena to see him. And what a showman Alice is. And before we went into the arena to see him, because my husband had got tickets in like the VIP section, so it was costing an absolute fortune. My husband had to take his medication because that was the year that he'd had his heart attacks. It's 9 years ago since 9 years ago this November that I saw Alice, and we saw one of the roadies and we said, I said, do you know anywhere that we can get a bottle of water, please? Because my husband needs to take his medication and we can't sit through the concert without him having his medication because he literally had a heart attack. And anyway, Alice Vincent heard about our predicament and organised a bottle of water for my husband, right? Claim to fame, I know. And my husband took his medication, we went out, saw the concert, and there you go. And I went onto Twitter to send a message to say, I've been to see you, I thought you were fantastic. It's the first opportunity in my 40 years on the planet that I've been able to go and see you. I said, and I'd like to thank you for organising that bottle of water for my husband so that he could have his medication. I wasn't expecting an answer, like phone, anything, even a Twitter message. I wasn't expecting anything. And I get this message back. And he goes, I remember you. How's your husband? I'm so glad you enjoyed the concert for the first time seeing me. I said, I really hope I entertained you. Happy birthday. And all the rest of it, and I hope your husband gets better soon. I'm like, Vincent, thank you. So, this is stage name is Alice. But obviously he's known as Vincent Fernier. And we were like, oh my God, who remembers us? And he goes, I don't normally reach out to my fans, but he said, I'm really glad that you let me know that everything's all right, and I'm glad that your husband's okay. And I just thought, what a nice man. And what a lovely man to be that concerned about someone that he's never met before. But it just goes to show what a gentleman. And so that's my little story about Alice. And there you are. It's another little thing you didn't know about me. Well, now you do. These are so creased that I don't think I'm going to get them flat, so I'm not going to try. They're loud pants, are they not? But I would have loved to have seen Ozzy live. I really would. I'm just, the kids don't understand, obviously, because it's not their timeline. But how can I explain it other than how I tried to explain it to them? Right. It's like you're on a bus, and on this bus journey through life, on this bus, you are surrounded with everything that is you. Right? Every single person that's on that bus with you is part of your life. From the family members that you're associated with, to the teachers that come into your life, to the celebrities that surround you. It is the timeline of your life. And everybody's a passenger. And they're all here. And they're all going through this thing called the journey of life with you. And various points in your life, people get on your bus and they get off your bus. And then at some point in your life, there's more getting off the bus than there's getting on. And you start looking up and seeing empty seats all around you. And then there's a few more. And that's kind of how it feels today, is that I've looked up and there's another empty seat. And that's where Ozzy sat. And he's not there anymore. And it's awful. I absolutely bawled my eyes out last night. You see, Ozzy is once in a lifetime. There'll never be anything else quite like him. It's a bit like when James Herbert died, right? I'll feel the same way when John Carpenter goes and Stephen King leaves. You know? You can't explain it, but when they've been there your whole life and suddenly they're not, it's horrible. Robin Williams, exactly. You know, Nanu, Shazbut, and all the rest of it, you know. When he played the part of Adrian Cronauer, Good Morning Vietnam, and all the rest of it, you know, it's part of who we are. And suddenly, I know that in the next 10 years or so, if I'm really, really lucky, we will get Stephen King for another 10 years. Jim Carrey, yeah, when Jim Carrey goes, exactly, it's so difficult to explain, but these people are the fabric of who we are. It defines a generation, right? You can't explain it, but I got introduced to Ozzy when I was 10 years old, thanks to my dad. And my dad said at that time that he felt that perhaps this music might, I might enjoy it. I mean, at that point, I'd had a lot of stuff from Freddie Mercury as well. But, and all that. But it was around about when I was 10 years old that my dad said, right, I think it's time that we had a bit of metal in your life, love. And I'm like, all right, Dad. What's metal? Right? I was upset as a child when Hunter S. Thompson died. Many of my peers are never. I know who Hunter S. Thompson is, and yes, boy, could that guy take some stuff. I'm sure him and Ozzy had the same deal. Oh, dearie me. Oh, dearie me. Yes, I know who he is. And so my dad, he goes, I think it's time, lass. I think it's time, our lass, that you have a bit of metal in your life. All right, Dad. Yeah. Says little me. And it was a revelation. Oh my goodness me. I felt like I finally belonged somewhere. And you know, that's the thing, right? That's what Ozzy made you feel. Like you belonged. You were no longer an outcast. You were no longer that odd duckling. You were no longer that kid that everybody picked on, because suddenly you got to put dark eyeliner on and wear your hair all spiky and ripped jeans, and like your Battle of the Band t-shirts were on, and your denim jackets, and if you were really, really lucky, you might have an Eddie on the back of your denim jacket. I mean, how freaking cool is that? You know, if you've never heard The Trooper, oh my, do yourself a favour, listen to that. It's fabulous. It's classic metal. Right, I know it's not an Ozzy song, but without Ozzy doing that, you wouldn't have got the other groups coming in and going for it like they did with the heavy metal. Ozzy was a trailblazer in so many ways. And I'll never forget watching the Osbournes on the television. I mean, oh my God. It just literally stand there and go, Sharon, Sharon, where kids have done this? It's like, no. I totally understand. Oh, it's hysterical. You just have to smile and remember him for his eccentric goofiness. Oh. He was the godfather of gonzo journalism, the idea of the story, of getting the story. Absolutely. He was. And like I say, I'm pretty sure Hunter S. Thompson and Ozzy had the same connections somewhere down the line, if you know what I mean. I don't know if I'm prepared for a world without Ozzy. I know damn well his kids won't be. And that's the lesson that I think Ozzy was trying to give us all, is that life is a gift. It's precious. Don't waste it. Live each day as if it was your last, because one day it will be. know, one day I was 18, right? Imagine me, I was 18 years old. I was a proper ripped jeans, you know, the denim jacket, spiky hair, eyeliner, oh, you name it. I dressed like that. I had biker boots on. That was me, right? I could probably still dress like that now, but I think I'd feel a bit, you know, possibly out of place in front of my children. I think they'd look at me and go, oh, cringe, what's she wearing? So I may look as though I got a twin set and pearls, but I'm still that metal chick deep inside. Like I say, check out my wedding ring, right? It's gold with a solid band of jet, yeah, running all the way around it, right? As dark as my soul. We had them made, custom made in Whitby. I have one and my husband has the other, and my ring fits inside his ring, and it was just meant to be. There's a photograph somewhere of our firstborn when she was newborn, and she's wearing my husband's wedding ring as a little, you know, it's on her hand. It's so powerful. Such a beautiful photo. I mean, we couldn't do that now, like she's, you know, she's grown up. But that's the one thing about life, isn't it? It's a weird thing. But you start off, you're on your own. And you go through life and you meet people. They're all trugging along by the side of you, on your bus. They're all there. Every one of them. Family members, people that mean something, teachers, daily events going all around you. You've got people that you look up to, celebrities, friends, the whole lot. They're all there. And then there's just a certain point in your life that they just start to disappear. And it's empty seats on your bus and they're not filling up. And it's awful. Because you sat there thinking, fuck, am I next? And I'm like, you know, I'm 50 next, right? Bloody hell. In less than 6 months, I'll be 50. That just blows my mind. I have less in front of me than I do behind me. And all I can say to you all is, don't waste a minute. So Mrs. Pearson got a smart kettle today when I was in the city. I saw it. Guess what? Well, I'm hoping not a lot. I don't know. How much are smart kettles? I mean, when you say it's a smart kettle, I mean, does it jump off the counter and run to the tap, fill itself up, and then go and plug itself in? That's my level of smart. I mean, lo and behold, that we live in an era and in a decade where kettles can plug themselves in. 30 quid. Huh. Is that an average price for a kettle? I bought a new kettle and toaster duo combo together a couple of years back from Amazon. It's a G-Pass. I don't know if that's a good make or not, but it was a good price because both the kettle and the toaster, within 20 minutes of each other, committed suicide. I don't know what happened to a pair of them, but they both short-circuited and died. And they went to toaster and kettle heaven. It's an app controlled. You can set the idle temperature so you can leave it half boiled. Oh, and we need that level of technology, don't we? Gosh. The other person that I'm thinking of that meant something to me in my life that was in the 27 Club, I can't say the name of the singer or the group, but there's a very famous album cover with a baby on the front of it chasing a dollar. And one of their songs was Teen Spirit. And I remember feeling devastated when I realised that he'd passed away. Oh, he was, and that hurt when he went. See, another empty seat on the bus. And that's why, my darlings, you've got to live. You've got to live. You've got to live and dance like nobody's watching. Because chances are they're not. And oh my goodness me, if one more Gen Zer comes along and says, oh my God, you're so absolutely cringe. Really? Darling, I have one thing to say to you. You're gonna get old. You're gonna get old. Ooh, that is a very clever kettle. There was a science fiction animation film done years ago called, I think it was The Brave Little Toaster or The Clever Little Toaster. So we need to do an update on that called The Super Duper Clever Clogs Kettle. And that sounds like one heck of a purchase, my good man. Yeah, so Gen Z, I have this to say to you, stop using the word cringe, right? Because you don't know what you're talking about. You've been on the planet, in the mote of God's eye, Larry Niven would say. If you don't know who Larry Niven is, or Jerry Cornell, look them up, because they wrote Lucifer's Hammer. And without Lucifer's Hammer, we wouldn't have had the film Armageddon or Deep Impact. There we are. The trouble with the youth is that they think they invented everything. You have not got my life experience or people of my age group's life experience. So kind of drop using the word cringe because it just makes you look like a complete plank. When you've seen as much as we've seen, experienced as much as we have experienced, then you can comment. And this is what I was trying to explain to the young ladies in my life. They can't understand how I feel about Ozzy because they've not experienced somebody in their own cohort dying before their time, or somebody famous or a friend or anything. At the moment, all they're concentrating on is living and life, right? Which is great. That's what you should be doing when you're in your 20s. You only really start to notice it when you're getting more towards my age, and you start thinking about your life and how you've lived. I had a content idea. I think a walk around a local town might go well. Some historic towns like Harrogate, sightseeing walks when they're not ironing. We could do that, yeah. I'd have to be without the family though. I have to do it on my own. Like I said, you're so cringe, Mum. You're so cringe. Come back when you've got some life experience. You know what I mean? We're doing just fine. Slowly but surely. I know, then it drops back. I know. Oh, it was 1,000 and, come on brain, 95 this morning. Confirmed viewed watch hours, and we are at 1,965 confirmed subscribers. Which I think is lovely. We'll get there. For me, it rolls over on the 1st of December. So we'll get there when we get there. It's a marathon, not a sprint. And at the end of the day, like I've always said, I'm here to have fun, have a good time, be me, and if certain people can't handle it, then that's It says more about them than it does about me, doesn't it? You know, it says more about their personality than it says about mine. I know that it's now that I have to make that change in my life. The passing of Ozzy has galvanised me into realising that this isn't a rehearsal. This is the real deal. I've probably got 20 really good years health-wise, right? And that takes me to 70. And after that, things are going to start really wearing out, and I'm just going to be not the person that you see in front of you now. And I don't want the last sort of really good 20 years of my life and wasting it thinking, I wonder if I ever could have. I'm just going to go out there and do it. But I'm not going to do it on my own. That's for sure. Not when you're there, another space nut, and Alan watching over me. I mean, can you just imagine what the next 20 years have got in store for us? It's going to be epic. You've already got a smart kettle, right? An intelligent kettle. I can't wait to see what rest of technology that comes out. I want to live long enough, yeah, to see intelligent everything. I want the fridge to go to the supermarket and come back fully loaded. You know, that to me, that'll be peak civilization, that will. The bath that runs itself. Ah. That's really cool. Well, I mean, you know, all hail the smart machines. Mind you, it does remind me of that film with the guinea pigs, G-Force, where all those smart appliances are actually got a back door into the technology, and they end up turning on mankind. And I think it's the film that had Bill Nye in it, and there was a mole. There was a mole in it, and the mole was the baddie. Oh God, it was so funny. Nicolas Cage, he played the part of the mole. And it's just hysterical. If you've never seen the film G-Force, you really do need to see that. It's just, when that blender goes on the rampage, the smart blender, oh dear God, that is just too funny for words. There's an Amazon connected fridge. Oh, do you know what? That's it. Peak civilization. The fridge that can order its own food. Wow. Tumble dryer, waste the load, and until the fabric tap. Oh my goodness me, I need one of those in my life. Mind you, the way I cycle through washers and dryers, I won't have anything fancy and expensive because I go through them too often, and I end up replacing a washer or a dryer in this house every couple of years. So it just doesn't make sense while I'm having to do the workload that I'm expecting from them. When it's just me and my clothes and not customers as well, then I'll invest in something really nice. But until that point happens, cheap and cheerful's the way I go. It doesn't make sense to buy an expensive one. The jumbo dry weighs a load, has things like waterproof revival settings and stuff, all done by app. Sends me a ping to empty fluid tank and link container and stuff. It's pretty handy. Wow. Yeah, but again, too fancy and too expensive, and to be fair, I will be replacing it within a couple of years, and it just doesn't make financial sense. I'll buy cheap and cheerful, I'll use it, it'll break. It's cheaper to buy another than wait to an engineer to come out. Just the way it is at the moment. Good Lord. There we are. Yeah, so last night was not pretty in the house. I was very down. I was very upset. Absolutely stunned. It's just not right, and it ain't there. Back in a moment. thing that I love about Ozzy was how relatable he was to his fans. He really treated you like a human being. He made you feel like you belonged. You know, you spend your life being an outcast. Everybody used to poke fun at you and point at you and stuff. And like, to be fair, actually, he made it like a little family. You know, he made being metal part of the family. You know, that's who we were. You know, you were a group and you were welcome and they didn't turn you away. And that's why I love that character from Stranger Things, Eddie. I thought Eddie was a brilliant character. And I absolutely love the guy. And watching the television show Stranger Things, oh man, it's like a trip back in time for me, for my generation, because it's like going back into the 80s and reliving my childhood. And that's pretty special. Reliving my childhood and just enjoying that time all over again and not feeling guilty about it. You know, maybe it's nostalgia, right? But for me, it's almost like looking at current events. You know, it takes me back to being 18, being, you know, my late teens, and for me, that's like 2 minutes ago, you know. It doesn't feel like I'm 50, right? It does not feel like I'm 50. Well, actually, I'm 49 and quite a few months. And in my head, I'm still 18. But my body's telling me I'm not. I don't think we ever grow up, do we? Gen X, the oldest we're ever gonna be. You know, for me, what sums up my childhood? James Herbert, Stephen King, being a metalhead, point horror, getting going with Windows 95 on DOS as we first started out. Learning to type on an Imperial typewriter. If you don't know what an Imperial typewriter is, Google it. They are really old-fashioned, and do you know what? You cannot plug them in, and they come with a natty little tape. And if you ever made a mistake while you were typing on an Imperial, you had to use something called a piece of paper with Tipp-Ex on it and slide it in and type the letter that you accidentally pressed and then go over it with the actual letter that you wanted. And woe betide you if you'd done it on a carbon copy. If you don't know what a carbon copy is, a a piece of carbon paper, 2 pieces of plain white paper, and you had to correct it on the underneath piece of the carbon paper, and then you could redo the the letter that you actually wanted. Oh, I tell you, the day we got word processors, it was like a revelation. I don't think we knew. We were so excited. But I mean, once we went the road of computers, right, with word processors, we didn't need the imperial typewriters anymore. Carbon sheets we didn't need. Tipex sheets we didn't need those either. And as things got more and more advanced, we didn't need Pitman's shorthand, which I could do. I could do Pitman's shorthand, and dictaphones and things like that. We didn't need those anymore. Everything. It was just amazing. I had to learn an old technology how to do the job that we do now. And secretaries, they've turned into personal assistants rather than just the plain old secretaries. And rest in peace, the typing pool, because you don't need a typing pool anymore, do you? You just need a word processor. Yeah. So lots of things. Oh, don't need them anymore. We've moved on. Technology's moved on. The humble computer has changed the world. Tim Berners-Lee, right? You youngsters might not know who Tim Berners-Lee is, but you use his product every single day, don't you? Because what are you on right now? You're on the internet, and it's thanks to him that you've got it. Other things from my childhood. Hammer House of Horror. You won't even know what that is. But Hammer Horror. Oh, wow. You wouldn't have had Peter Cushing, Christopher Lee, Vincent Price, Oliver Reed. Hi, Sophie. Have you been to see your new niece, Millie? How is she? So Hammer Horror is iconic to Britain. The Bride of Dracula. Twins of Evil. She's perfect. Oh, bless. Oh, darling. Well done. Tell your sister congratulations. Frankenstein, right? Before we had Hammer Horror, right, we had something called Universal Pictures and the Universal Monsters. We had Bela Lugosi. We had... Oh, I'm going to tell you in a minute. Universal Boris Karloff. That's the one I'm thinking of. Dracula, Frankenstein, the Mummy, and more. The Wolfman, you know. Oh, so many. Okay, no worries, darling. You know, we've got so much to be grateful for. The birth of television, radio waves, having the radio, things like that, you know. It's all been a gradual progression and things have just got better and better technology-wise. I just hope I'm round long enough to see the next generation of Asimov and I Robot. I mean, I don't suppose little girls do this anymore, but do you play with your Cindy dolls and your Barbie dolls? Is that still a thing? I grew up with Cindy and Barbie, Mr. Men, Bagpuss, all those things. They all define who my childhood. You know. I remember when my school decided to get a bit fancy and thought that introducing clip-on ties was a really good idea. They didn't used to be clip-on ties, they used to be actual ties because they thought it made them look a little bit more sophisticated and made them look a bit smarter. Hello, Sophie. I'm talking about my childhood. Did you find out who Ozzy Osbourne was? Do you know who I'm talking about now? Because you didn't know who he was yesterday. Oh, who did you see? Who did you see, sweetheart? Your ex-boyfriend? Oh, okay. And what did you say? Back in a moment. That's sorted. Oh, you didn't say hello because he's so annoying. Well, that's probably why he's the ex-boyfriend. Just a thought. Don't worry, they're exes for a reason. I have an ex-boyfriend. I've got several ex-boyfriends, some of which have died. Yeah, course we can. Of course we can, darling. We're talking right now, aren't we? Yeah. I haven't a clue what that means, but I'm all for it. I'm an 80s girl that's trying to cope in a 2000 plus year. And it's sometimes the technology in the brain cells don't mix. But I'm here to have a good time, so it's a good job you're there, another space nut, because I would have no clue what to do. Yeah, I'm going into the 21st century, whether I want to or not. What's that? I have to embrace what's coming. Well, you just need to join via the link in your email. Ooh. Okie dokie. And we can start to set up a public links out for community members to join. Oh. Okie dokie. Sounds exciting. Is it perfectly safe? I'm not likely to leave myself wide open to be hacked. And other people won't be hacked either. What do I do for a living? What you see. Before we can have a public link, Sophie, keep an eye on the community page of the Fairy channel. Mrs. Fairy will make a post when the server is live. What do? This right here. This is my living. It's an anonymous platform. You could still just be Fairy. I can admin the server to keep the unwanted out. What else? There is nothing else. This is it. What you see in front of you. This is what I do. This is how I pay the bills. Well, yes, but I don't get paid for that. That's just something I have to do with being mom. Be back in a moment. I'm back. I had to go sort out the machinery. I'm here. Oh, dearie me. Oh, welcome. I'm sorry. I had one of the machines next door thrashing away and beeping like the devil was chasing it. Do you know, to try and think of an analogy or something else, I was devastated when Carrie Fisher, also known as Princess Leia, passed away. She died on a plane going back to the States, and she just had a heart attack. She just died. And that left such a flipping void in my life, because I'm a massive Star Wars fan, humongous Star Wars fan. I had every possible Star Wars thing you could possibly think of growing up, and obviously when I was expecting my second child, I sold all my Star Wars memorabilia, every single thing. I sold it, and I used all that money to buy everything that I needed for my baby. You know, because we needed double of everything, because there was only 18 months between my children, and I wasn't working at the time, and we needed the money for everything for the baby. So that's what you do, and I sold it all. And you know what? I'd do that again. I'd do exactly the same thing again. I know there's a lot of people out there that are saying they'd rather have sold the child than sold all the Star Wars memorabilia, but there we are. Sometimes we have to make those kind of choices. Not easy, is it? But the passing of Carrie Fisher was devastating. Just like the passing of Ozzy. That's absolutely, it's flawed me. I'm absolutely flawed. Do you know who he is yet, Sophie? Because you were saying you didn't know who he was. He's the Prince of Darkness. Yeah, no, it is the right choice. I'd sell my Star Wars memorabilia again if I had to. Definitely. You know, I did keep one. I kept Yoda. I didn't let Yoda go. Oh, you're very young. You're very young, darling, but how can I put this? He is the grandfather of heavy metal. And his passing is equivalent to the passing of Beethoven. He is a once in a lifetime, never to be repeated superstar. And the one thing about Ozzy is he was so relatable, and he always made you feel welcome. He made you feel like you were part of a family. Yes, there will never be another quite like him. he was a trailblazer, and without him, we wouldn't have heavy metal as it is today in its modern form. Yeah, yeah, definitely. Just those emoticons that have come up. Yeah. The song that's playing on my YouTube short earlier is quite poignant because it's called Mama, I'm Coming Home. And he is, isn't he? He's coming home. So at least you know he was my mum's favourite. See? So you see, your mum and I, obviously we've got something in common, haven't we? Because it was the era that we grew up in. He was relatable in so many ways. I'm feeling today. Was he in a band? Oh yes, was he in a band? Yeah, he was. I can't say the name of the band because it's copyrighted and YouTube will kick me off. Yeah, I know. Just feel a bit strange. But it's kind of like the day I found out as well that James Herbert had passed away. Oh, it's just heartbreaking, isn't it? Oh, yeah. There we go. I know, right? It's a nice one, isn't it? I have some very, very rich customers that can afford very nice things. You know, it goes to a customer. My husband wouldn't wear something like that. He's much too old-fashioned. My husband's cricket and old-fashionedness. Think Dad's army. That's what my husband is. Very old-fashioned man. He wears a Panama hat. Oh, did he? So did my husband. Part and parcel of his job, though. My husband works volunteering with the English, well, should I say the Yorkshire cricket team. Oh dear. Turn these the right way around. Yeah, belong to customers, all this lot. It's not mine. But no. God, no. Their young lady is a goth, but she likes it for the aesthetics. She's not an actual goth. She wouldn't. She just wears it for the aesthetic. She's actually got autism and Asperger's. Does the young lady? She's a very sweet kid. All right. That's cute. Couple goals, that is, wearing matching pyjamas. I don't suppose you'd have worn matching pyjamas with your ex-boyfriend. You probably wrapped him around his neck and strangled him, knowing you. I know how it is. Oh, back and you know. Oh, you're so cute, sweetheart. You really are. I think that is couple goals. Smart kettles are couple goals. Yeah. I wonder, thinking about Stephen King, if he will know, right, if he's like gonna leave us, if he'll leave us with, I wonder what his final book will be. Oh, clever. Boyfriend likes pineapple and pizza. He's like me then. I like pineapple and pizza. I'm one of the minority that likes pineapple and pizza. Yeah. I'm a big fan. I think pineapple should be on more food. I like pineapple and ham. Don't they call it a Hawaiian pizza or something? excuse me. Excuse me. Anyone who eats pineapple and peaches should be sent into space via a cat. Well, that's me. I'll just jump on the catapult now then, shall I? Hopefully Hunter hates pineapple and pizza as much as you do, Sophie. My cousin's husband and him are going to have a new member. They're going to have a pet. Oh, that's nice. I'm busy loading myself onto catapult at this point. I didn't realise you lot hated it that much. Well, I'll say goodbye now then, shall I? I love pineapple and pizza. Pineapple should be in more things. Having a cat. Oh, thank you. So I can just get myself out of the catapult then. Yeah, they did. Another, how is Dexter today? Has he murdered anyone? Has he brought any presents in? He's playful. Just like mine was this morning. Yes, Montague at 6 o'clock this morning. Oh my God, that boy has learned. That boy has learned to cannonball. Right? He stores the energy up, he does the butt wiggle, he launches, and it's like if you're underneath where he lands, God do you know about it, because he's heavy. He's a little he's not a little sheet. He's not a little sheet at all. Oh, you're starting college on the 5th of September. Oh my gosh, I'm so excited for you. Oh, he did. Well, that's progress. That means he feels comfortable around it. Are you using wood pellets or are you using clumping, like grit? What course? Yes, Sophie, what are you studying? Was it English? I think you said you were studying English. Got to go and get a shower. Okay. I think she said it was English that she was going to study. Mixed wood and gravel. Non-clumping, yeah. We just used wood pellets, and you know, he's very fussy, is Monty. He only the best. Which is probably why we called him Prince of Fluff in Darkness this morning. Gravel has smell absorbing. Yep, so does natural wood pellet as well, which is a good thing. Otherwise, I think we'd all pass out, because when he does a steaming one, everybody knows, and we all go move it very quickly. So this is basically a call out to whoever's there watching. 6 of you now. Have any of you been to see Ozzy Osbourne? Apart from Another Space Nut. And me, I wish I'd had the opportunity.